Hey guys, welcome to the second video of the JavaScript implementation of the second project of the nano degree, which is the landing page project. In this video, we're going to implement the second specification that is related to the JavaScript. Right here, we can see that the second specification clearly states that it should be clear which section is being viewed while scrolling through the page. So basically, this is the hardest specification in the entire project, and most students won't pass because of this. So let's start implementing it from scratch together, step by step. I'm gonna head to my code here, the JavaScript, and I want to start implementing this in a project, in the object-oriented JavaScript. So first, I'm going to create a new function. I'm gonna call it offset, because in this function, I want to get the position and the size of the element. So I'm gonna say offset. I'm gonna give it the section, and I'm gonna say that I want you to return the largest value that is less or equal than the number. So I'm going to say math dot floor for the section dot get bounding client rect. So this function will return the size and the relative position of my element. Let's say this, and of course I want the top position. Don't forget your semicolon, also over here. Okay, so now let's work on the function that we're going to use to see whether we want to remove the active class or we want to add the active class. So I'm gonna say remove active, and I'm going to give it my section like this, and all I'm going to do here is I'm gonna call the section and class list, of course, and I want to remove whatever class here. And if we remember that our active class is actually specified right here in the CSS on line 197, right here we say your active class. So I'm just going to copy this and I'm going to paste it right here. Don't forget your semicolon, and again your semicolon over here. Now let's work in on the add active section. Of course, you're going to add just one section, so you have to add a condition. So if your condition is true, then we're going to add this active class to whatever section that is applied on. So over here, I'm gonna do this and see if my condition is actually true, then I want you to add the active class. So I'm just going to copy this, add it right here, and I'm going to replace the remove with add. Perfect. Of course, we don't want to forget our semicolons. And while we're writing, let's add comments. Let's say getting the largest. No, let's say getting yes, the largest value that is less or equal to the number, of course. Now let's say this function is to remove the active class. And this function is for adding the active class. Perfect. Now let's actually start implementing this on a larger scale. So let's say here, implementing the actual function. Okay, let's start working on the function. I'm gonna call this const, and let's call it section activation. Okay, and of course, I'm not gonna give it any like this. Okay, so in this function, I'm gonna loop through all the sections that I have through and for each loop like this. Section, and right here I'm just going to store whatever value that I'm going to take from the offset function. I'm going to create a new variable for it. I'm going to call this element offset, and I'm going to call the offset function. I'm going to give it the section that I'm working on. Then I'm going to work on the condition for the add active function. So I'm going to say in viewport like this, and I want to test to see whether my element offset is less than 100 and bigger or equal to minus 150. Okay, of course you can work with whatever value you want, but currently I just want to work with those. Then I'm going to call my remove active like this. I'm going to give it the section that I'm working on and the add active function. Of course, I'm going to give it the condition first, which is in viewport like this, and of course the section that I'm working on. And don't forget your semicolon, please. And finally, I'm going to say window dot, I want to add an event listener. So whenever I scroll, the function will be actually implemented. So I'm going to say scroll, and I'm going to copy the function, paste it right here, and don't forget your semicolons. Okay, let's go to the actual project, hit reload, hit inspect to see what's gonna happen when I scroll down. Okay, just want to inspect this here in the main. And let's see. I'm scrolling, and over here you see that once I have the first section in my viewport, the active class dynamically navigated through it. Let's say the second section, and here we can see that your active class has basically been removed from the first section that it was assigned to and have to the second section. Let's say we want to use it on the navigation, and over here you see that your active class section has again been dynamically assigned to the third section. Let's scroll to the fourth section, and over here we see that it's working. Okay guys, thank you so much for tuning in. In the next video, we're going to implement the final specification, which is the scrolling effect. Thank you so much,